It has been an anxious night in southeast Queensland, with residents of an entire town evacuated because of rising rivers. The towns of Inglewood and Leyburn, southwest of Toowoomba, are under emergency warnings this morning, with 800 residents of Inglewood forced to leave their homes. Police say flooding will continue across that township in the coming hours.
Warnings are in place for most rivers across southern and eastern Queensland, with 18 locations in the state reporting their wettest November on record. Let's go straight to Michael Rennie, who is at Ipswich. Michael, good morning to you. Talk us through what areas have been worst impacted.
Lisa, the worst impacted area is going to be Inglewood, Gundawindi, that area which is in the central part of Queensland, on the Queensland-New South Wales border. That's where we've seen the evacuation of people at Inglewood. But where I am here this morning at 5 Mile Bridge here on the Bremer River, this is in between Rosewood and Ipswich, and you can just see here behind me the river. We've been watching it for about an hour and a half, and it's slowly rising this morning. Cars no longer coming down this way, so SES volunteers, it looks like they've closed the road, but it was sitting at about an hour ago at 5.32 metres. It's expected to rise to 5.5 metres at its peak at some stage today, but there's a lot of debris in the water, and so this is just one of the many rivers across Queensland at the moment that are flooded currently. But in Inglewood, I learned a little bit more about the situation that's been unfolding there last night. Queensland Fire and Emergency Services have told me that up to 1,000 residents were evacuated from their homes. They weren't actually able to get out of the town either. They had to stay in the town's cemetery, which a lot of people probably wouldn't have enjoyed too much, but that was the highest point that they could get to, was the cemetery, and that was the safest place for them to be last night. So, we've got the flooding happening here and rivers all across Queensland this morning.
And what about the sign of the rain easing at all? I mean, yesterday we were talking to you, it was absolutely bucketing down. Looks like you've got a little bit of break in the weather now.
Yeah, there's a bit of a break at the moment, but it is expected to continue on later on today. The rain is expected to fall, and it is still falling in other areas at the moment. There's a rain ban over certain parts of Queensland, and that's the issue, is that this flooding situation will continue. We saw some huge falls overnight as well. The biggest was at Mount Glorious, 184 millimetres of rain recorded there, and you can just see the river behind me as it slowly rises. I think we're going to see that situation right across Queensland, with various rivers rising as the water makes its way downstream.